Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to BSV TV. I'm your host Satoshi, and on this show we'll be defending the one and only, truly genuine Bitcoin. The Bitcoin that Satoshi Nakamoto designed in his white paper as a peer-to-peer electronic cash system for the world. Let's get the disclaimers out of the way. So all the statements that you hear on this show are opinion and must only ever be taken as opinion. They are never to be taken as any form of advice, family, financial, sexual or otherwise. And on that note, let's sit back, relax, have some fun and enjoy the show. Get paid for your content in Bitcoin and set your own fee on Streamanity.
Yeah, I'm not surprised I wasn't asked why I'm convinced Craig is Satoshi. I posted on Reddit. He signed in my presence using the private key from block number one, the very first mined Bitcoin block. On a computer that I'm convinced had not been tampered with, on software I'm convinced that had not been tampered with, a message of my choosing.
At InChain, we've just funded a number of universities doing, so far, a test up to 1 gigabyte because it validates what we've already done independently. We've tested up to 380 gigabyte blocks. We've tested 1 million transactions a second and transaction sizes up to 20 megabytes. Super complex scripts. Basically ones that can run operating systems. That's all of global commerce times about 50. On top of that, we can have complex scripts. On top of that, we can scale each of those transactions 1,000 times, which effectively means about 1 billion transactions per second, which means we can then have all derivatives, all complex trades. That means high frequency trading. It means everything that happens globally.
Is the market that effectively BSV is going for, is that global e-commerce, which is currently valued at $29 trillion?
No, that's too small.
Buy and sell Bitcoin instantly at bsvgravity.com. And you can now book and pay for your winter holiday at skibsv.com. Good afternoon, everybody. It looks like we are live. It is after 5 today. In fact, it is 6:40 p.m. UTC. Welcome to Satoshi TV, aka Bitcoin SV TV, aka It's Just Bitcoin, as we all know. So let's just crack on with some of these news articles today. Never a dull moment in crypto. So let's have a look at. So there was a pew that was going on earlier this afternoon, where it looks like transactions have been absolutely rocketing through the network. Crypto Rebel has reported here that it seems like there's a lot of buying activity on CoinEx exchange for BSV, as they're one of the few with open deposits and withdrawals. Buy volume at 93%. Lots of opportunity for exchanges right now that are interested in supporting genuine Bitcoin. I know, yeah, it is quite exciting. In fact, while we're starting off, can I just have a quick look at these figures? I can't help myself. You know, are we 200 gigabytes in front? We've got to be close by now. Surely, we've got to be close, like by a whisker. Oh, 199.89, and we're not even halfway through the month. It's at 14th of August. And we're already at 200 gigabytes. Literally, I think we are going to surpass BTC before the end of this month in chain growth. It's just staggering. I love it. And we have the Twin Tower blocks that were produced early this afternoon, one after the other consecutively. See what other big blocks are at. 350, 227. Oh, absolutely beautiful. I love Bitcoin. Right, let's get into some of these. Funfair's blockchain casino closes due to Ethereum congestion. Oh, look at that. We went over that yesterday, didn't we? Yes, indeed we did. BSV's Turing machine. All right, that was yesterday. Okay, let's have a quick look at this one then. Always worth. Wait, Jerry Chan, excellent. Always enjoy these coin gigs. It's quite a long one. We'll just read the intro. So BSV is Turing complete machine. This week we explore the case of BSV as a Turing machine. This topic delves into a very specific field that is normally the realm that is normally the realm computational theory, but I will attempt to address it in a way that applies to the general developers and focus on practical applications instead of being pedantic about the theories. Being Turing complete is a common term used to describe computer languages systems and centers on their ability to do the same thing as a theoretical machine, called a Turing machine. A Turing machine is a theoretical computer system that's a system and mental model which describes a machine with a read-write head and arbitrary long tape on which instructions can be written and read from, and a rule set. If a system can theoretically accomplish the same task as Turing machine, then it is said to be Turing complete. Practically speaking, if a computer language is descriptive enough to execute computations complex enough that the result of the computation cannot be determined beforehand analytically without actually doing the computation, then it is Turing complete. Oh, didn't know the definition of that then. A common feature of computer languages which generally make them Turing complete is the ability for language to allow for a structured, controlled flow of a program, either through loops or jumps. In computer science terms, a language must support sequencing, selection, and repetition, but the necessary condition for Turing completeness for languages is the support of a conditional branching or selection. It has been long thought that the Bitcoin script wasn't Turing complete because it did not support looping, and therefore the notion of branch execution didn't seem possible. But thanks to the re-enabling of the original Bitcoin opcodes in BSV, it has now been shown that BSV is indeed Turing complete. Provided via stimulating Conway's game of life, a cellular automata which is known to be Turing complete on a Bitcoin script. Alright, a little bit too technical for me, but still quite enjoying what I'm reading there. That is wonderful, but how does that affect the average programmer? It is one thing to theoretically be equivalent to a Turing machine, but an entirely different matter to have average developers be able to wrap their heads around how to program computations into the system. We already know that the original criticism of Bitcoin script, made mostly by Ethereum developers and the original founders of the project, was that there is no facility for looping or repetition in Bitcoin. This limitation was overcome by just unrolling the loops, much like what a compiler does in modern languages, as loops are just syntactic sugar for high-level languages to achieve repetition. But how do we achieve the conditional branching required to do useful computation? Besides which, every Bitcoin script output is simply a predicate. It only can evaluate to true or false. So how do we get more complex computations out of it? Simply speaking, computation can be simply getting an output from a predefined function giving specific inputs. Most generally, we want to be able to y equals fx, where y is the output desired, f is the function that the computation algorithm constructed beforehand, and x is the specific instance input. So how do we do this on Bitcoin? We certainly can put functions to be evaluated on Bitcoin transactions, outputs, coins. Okay, that's what they are. So they're outputs, which are the coins. These can sit there in the blockchain until such in time which they are executed when given an input x. These take the form of locking scripts in Bitcoin, which is what needs to be unlocked by way of an unlocking script when you want to spend the output. Therefore, in Bitcoin, the X takes the form of an unlocking script, and the F is the locking script that was previously put into an output with some associated Bitcoins. But if a given F function is public on the blockchain and anyone can spend it by giving it an arbitrary X as an unlocking script, then this wouldn't be terribly useful, right? Right. So one way of solving this is the method of passing transactions around in payment channels and only seen by intended parties off-chain. This way they won't just unlock the F with an arbitrary X, but only the input that were requested or needed. Why they would do so is likely due to some locked funds in the channel which are already pre-negotiated with the computation requester beforehand. Another technique technique that may be employed could be the use of unfinalized transactions. Transactions on BSV are not mineable until all the inputs have been marked finalized. So in one way to ensure that a transaction isn't published before it's ready is by repeatedly signaling incremental versions of the same transaction unsuccessfully between nodes and not finalizing the inputs until the desired output Y has been produced. Yeah, a little bit over my head now, unfortunately. One can imagine a method by which a requester of a computation could put a function f into the network and then publish an unfunctionalized transaction into the network with the needed input x, and allowing arbitrary parties to execute the f and publish an updated transaction with the output y as an output. Then the requester could finalize the transactions, which could allow the transaction to be mined and thus pay for the computation and its result. Oh, we're nearly at the bottom. May as well finish it. How about function composition, i.e. y equals h, g, f, x? I really should have paid attention in my algebra classes. Namely, being able to take previous outputs and chain them as inputs into the next function to be executed? Question mark. Successive functions can be chained or sequenced by successfully passing transactions back and forth between the requester and the network. The requester would post the initial unfinalized input, which would contain the x that would be input for the computation, along with the sequence of functions that need to be executed in succession, namely f, g, h. The network of computing nodes would then compete to be the first to chain f and g and h together as inputs in the t and x on the transaction in order to produce the final output y. The key point is that the actors in BSV computational network is just a requester, which specifies the functions to be executed, in what sequence and with what initial input x. Conditional branching can be achieved by controlling which functions are made spendable. The one thing we have to rely on is that the network of nodes is a whole will do the work of selecting and creating the transactions that compute and produce an output, because by doing so they will be able to pay themselves a Bitcoin reward. So unlike a normal computer that executes code because it is hardwired to do so, the Bitcoin computer executes code because we can rely on the fact that some node out there will want to make money and do the computation so that they can earn money. Right, well, I might have to go back and take that all in again. But I actually found that quite interesting, to be honest with you. I mean, learning something new every day is always challenging, especially something you don't know about. So, yeah, Turing complete machine. So, yeah, let's read the if a system can be theoretically accomplished, if a system can theoretically accomplish the same tasks as a Turing machine, then it's said to be Turing complete. Practically speaking, if a computer language is descriptive enough to execute computations complex enough that the result of the computation cannot be determined beforehand analytically without actually doing the computation, then it is said to be Turing complete. I shall have to think about that some more. But good, quite enjoyed the article there. That's probably why I read it all. Excellent. I'll shout out to Keith Fellows, Shelley Mack in the house, Reform 2 Minute Corner as well. Shelley says, I'm seeing from the journalist that Cardano is part of the Global Vax Passports database. Yeah, they could be using it. Who knows? I mean, Cardano is a centralized project, so, you know, they'll have control of it. They'll just put it on there. It's probably a gimmick, just trying to get more people to, you know, accept it, thinking that Cardano is, you know, decentralized and all that. It's not. It's just stealing people's data on a single database. They have complete control of it. It's outrageous. So let's have a look at Cointelegraph. I saw an article that was actually quite funny here about a judge ordering something, and also a hacker like returning funds. Seriously, more articles. Where was it? Let's have a look, see if we can find it. Seriously? Where has it gone? What? I found it here literally just a minute ago. Let's have a look. There we go. This is the one. Got it. Alright, so London court orders Binance to trace hackers behind 2.6 million Fetcher AI attack. Alright. First time we've heard about judges giving orders out. Excellent. Quote here, we need to dispel the myth that crypto assets are anonymous. The reality is that with the right rules and applications, they can be tracked, traced and recovered, said Saida Rahman. So Artificial Intelligence Research Lab, Fetcher AI, has been granted a request to have major cryptocurrency exchange Binance identify individuals behind a $2.6 million hack. According to a Friday Reuters report, the Royal Courts of Justice in London has ordered Binance to identify the hackers and seize the stolen assets. Wow, I wonder if Binance is going to comply. I mean, but well, oh my goodness me, no way. Well, we already saw that Binance as a company is no longer going to exist, is due to be struck off on October 29th. I wonder if they're just going to stall until then and they say, yeah, where Binance has been struck off, it no longer exists. You can't do jack shit. Whoa. I mean, and that will, that means if Binance doesn't exist, then the court can't grant the order against them. Because they've been, I can't remember the word. Not dispersed, something else. But anyway. So, yeah, I wonder if they'll do that. So, according to I just read that bit. Yes. On June 6th. So, according to a Friday Reuters report, the Royal Courts of Justice in London has ordered Binance to identify the hackers and seize the stolen assets. Fetch AI reportedly claimed that the hacker stole 2.6 million worth of cryptocurrency from its Binance account on June 6th and resold the tokens for a significantly reduced price. Quote here, "We need to dispel the myth that crypto assets are anonymous," said Soida Raman, a partner of Fetch AI's legal team at Raman Ravelli. The reality is that with right rules and applications, they can be tracked, traced and recovered. Raman reportedly claimed that Binance is already in the process of tracking down the individuals and had frozen some of the affected funds. However, the exchange may request evidence from Fetcher AI that its account was hacked before returning the tokens. We can confirm that we are helping Fetcher AI in the recovery of assets, a Binance spokesman said to Cointelegraph. Binance routinely freezes accounts that are identified as having suspicious activity occurring in line with our security policies and commitment to ensure that users are protected while using our platform. Users are protected? Well, what about the protectors that have had their funds stolen by Binance themselves? It's outrageous. That we went over yesterday. Binance has been at the centre of attention in the United Kingdom this year as the local financial institutions announced restrictions on their customers buying cryptocurrency using the platform. The UK Financial Conduct Authority ordered Binance Markets Limited to halt regulated activity in the country in June. Following that announcement, HSBC suspended credit card payments to Binance, while Binance blocked customer payments to the exchange. Wow, I mean, stay tuned. There is a massive shitstorm coming. We know how the land is going to lie when the storm has passed, but while we're going through it, it is going to be hectic. What can I say? Just get your popcorn ready. Just sit back, relax, chill out. Just enjoy the drama. Like, good grief. What was this one? OpenSea trading volume explodes. 76,240%. What's that? Yield to year to date? Oh, so year to date, yeah. Amid NFT boom. Seriously? Let's have a look at this one then. So trading volumes on peer-to-peer non-fungible token NFT marketplace OpenSea have surged by over 12,000% in 2021. DApp Radar data shows that the total income value to OpenSea smart contracts increased to $56.07 million on Wednesday compared to $73,556 on Jan 1st. Meanwhile, the marketplace users count increased from 315 to 14,520 in the same period, a 4,423% increase. I mean, again, it's all these people speculating. They're just going on buying these NFTs. They're literally no one has a clue what they're doing. They just simply want to get in early and get out so they can rug pull. That's what this whole market is. It's literally rug pull after rug pull after rug pull. There is no value in any of these NFTs. Well, I mean, value is in the eye of the beholder when it comes to art and stuff like that. But I would say the majority of people are buying them for speculative purposes because there's no other reason to buy it. It's just data. and the data is mainly on the Ethereum network, which is going to collapse. So when the Ethereum network collapses, the data just vanishes. That's it. So, this is nuts. But these figures do actually give you an indication of just how fast the boom is going to be into Bitcoin when the market discovers what we here in BSV already know. Can you imagine? The stir that this has already created around the world, shows you, or is an indication of the potential that what the real Bitcoin has truly got. So we're just looking at all these misguided people. Imagine when they all come jumping into Bitcoin. It's just going to be absolutely crazy. So a major portion of OpenSea's trading volume spike happened after June. At the start of the month, the capital entering the market's smart contracts was just 3.6 million, but by Sunday it surged to over 71 million. That's more than the previous 30-day average alone on OpenSea. Preceded 1.18 million transactions worth, which is 1.06 billion. The market's place cumulative volume year to date was 1.02 billion as of August 2nd, according to Mazzari. It's just a lot of money. It's a lot of money. NFT boom, again, nobody has a clue what they are. OpenSea's cheerful performance surfaced amid a surprising boom in the NFT space earlier this year. Investors bought millions of dollars worth of unique digital collector items, that's what they call them, to be a photo, a meme, a music album, a basketball highlight, a collage, a tweet, a video, etc. In March, Mike Winkelmann, known professionally as a Bleeple, sold an NFT for $70 million. Igniting a flurry of digital collectible sales across open markets such as OpenSea and Rarible. In some instances, ask rates for the blockchain-based NFTs representing paintings of Picasso and Monet matched the prices of the physical artworks. Oh dear! As of you've got to be kidding me! As of late, CryptoPunks have attracted most investments in the NFT space. Nearly $207 million in sales in just 1 week. Oh my god. This goes to show you just how crazy some people are. And the majority of the population are absolutely insane. Absolutely batshit crazy, as Vitalik Buterin called us here in BSV. This is absolutely nuts. They're just doing stuff for the sake of doing stuff, thinking it might net them some money. They have no idea. Blockchain-based gaming platform Axie Infinity, which enables the sale, purchase and breeding of digital pets, NFTs again, had witnessed the record 6,500% revenue growth by end of July. While Stoner Cats, an animated show about cannabis smoking cats, sold its collection of NFTs to around $9 million. So I think that was produced by, what's-her-face, Aston Kutcher and Mia Kunis, whatever her name is. But they're just, they're producing these things, as NFT digital pieces of art and just flogging them, and people are buying them. And again, it's easy come, easy go. These people, they literally just, I got in early, I'm going to buy this now, push the price up. Then it's all rug pulling. The whole thing is all about hype and just watching the number go up so they can just simply sell out. Somewhere down the line, someone is going to get absolutely screwed. They're going to be left holding the bag. This is literally like a game of musical chairs. That's literally all we're witnessing, and then people bragging about how they screwed somebody else, by selling such a crap piece of artwork for so much money. Speculation, it's insane. That's what brings people in. If you ask me, it could all be orchestrated by those in power to just basically deflect attention away from Bitcoin. If you ask me. Sales are up, but active wallets matter. Research platform June Analytics noted that the total sales volume of NFTs increased to $2.5 billion in the first half of 2021, compared to $13.7 million in the first half of 2020. OpenSea's average daily fee revenue in 2021 was $4.2 million, about 7% higher than decentralized exchange services Uniswap. In June, it posted a record $150 million in crypto collectible sales. Nearly at the bottom. The NFT boom witnessed in the first and second quarter of 2021 saw about 60,000 new wallets interacting with NFTs, data on nonfungible.com shows. The data tracking service noted that more than 45,000 new wallets engaged with crypto collectible services in May and June alone. It added that despite the dip in sales in April and early May, the number of active NFT wallets increased from 3,107 January to February 2021 to 6,418 from March to April 2021. Oof. This indicates a good portion of new users who became interested in NFTs at the very beginning of 2021. Hype then remained active over the following months, the non-fungible report added. And again, I mean, I've seen other guys, crypto influencers, even them saying, "Oh, I don't get NFTs anymore, but I just bought some anyway because why not?" Nobody knows. Nobody understands Bitcoin. They're all in on these new technologies, thinking that they've missed the hype of Bitcoin, and they just simply want in at the beginning. And they have no idea that we already know what they're trying to figure out. Like, oh dear. And again, unless these people cash out into USD, genuine USD, which they're probably not doing, they are literally going to lose everything. So they might be saying, "Oh yeah, I'm a millionaire, that's great." Well, unless you cash out that $1 million into USD, genuine USD, you haven't got $1 million. You've got nothing. You've got worthless bits of data. That's all I can say on that one. The views and opinions expressed here are solely for those of the... Yeah, blah, blah, blah. All right. Right. Oh, well, no, it's quite entertaining then, really, wasn't it? Check this out, though. So we're just going to read these two latest articles. Just because, just people are going crazy. I mean, look at this. Kidnappers kill Venezuelan citizen for not paying ransom request in Bitcoin. That would be Coolcoin BTC. I mean, this sounds tragic. A Venezuelan merchant was kidnapped and killed after his family failed to gather a ransom that kidnappers explicitly asked to be paid in Coolcoin. The perpetrators asked for a sum of 1.5 Coolcoin to release the hostage, later lowering the ransom to 0.5 Coolcoin. The family of the victim finally was unable to gather the ransom money. Venezuelan citizen abducted, Bitcoin ransom demanded. The Venezuelan citizen, identified as Gustavo Torres Gonzalez, was murdered yesterday when his family failed to gather the ransom money that kidnappers requested be paid in Coolcoin. Torres was abducted on August 10th. Oh, man, this is tragic. Just like 4 days ago. All this stuff going on in the world. I'm sat here at home, drinking my coffee, thinking life is great, and then something like this is happening somewhere else in the world. It's devastating. So Torres was abducted on August 10th when he was presumably heading home in the Zulia state, according to police. The kidnappers quickly communicated with Torres' family and asked to be paid 1.5 Coolcoin to release him, according to local media. However, his family was not able to gather the funds, and in communications with the kidnappers, managed to lower the ransom to 0.5 Coolcoin. Still, this was tragically a sum too hefty for his family to acquire, who managed to gather only 0.062 Coolcoin. That's $2,750. Torres' corpse was later discovered with 6 gunshot wounds on a local highway on August 11th. Oh my God. No apparent relation with crypto. While the kidnappers explicitly stated they would only take the ransom money in Bitcoin, Torres had no apparent relation with cryptocurrencies. He was the owner of a local internet service provider internet company in the area called Tutonet Investments. However, it is unclear if the Venezuelan citizen had any relationship with cryptocurrency mining operations, or if he had accepted payments in cryptocurrency for his services. The popularity of the cryptocurrency in the country has caused an increase in scams and crime using these new assets. Cryptocurrencies, due to their innovative design, can sometimes be more difficult to track than money moved via traditional fiat avenues. Still, statistics show that the overwhelming majority of crimes are still conducted by way of fiat money and not cryptocurrency. This is not the first time that a crime like this has happened. William Creighton, founder of an online gambling site called 5 Dimes, was also kidnapped in Costa Rica in September 2018. Kidnappers asked for a ransom of $5 million paid in Coolcoin, but his family could only pay $1 million. His body was found in a nearby cemetery 1 year later, buried beneath a nameless tombstone. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh, that stressed me out a little bit reading that. Jeepers. All right, let's read this one then about Polygon hacker returns funds. So Polygon hacker returns $4.7 million in funds, bearing in mind he sold 600. Attacker asks devs to unlock frozen Tether stash. Yeah, all right, mate. On Tuesday, the decentralized finance DeFi project Poly Network was hacked for over $600 million in digital assets. The attack was the largest DeFi hack to date, eclipsing all of 2021's DeFi hacks combined. The very next day, however, the hacker started to send funds back to Polygon Network team, as the project's official Twitter account says it received 4.7 million so far. Well, it's peanuts. I mean, 1 million is enough. I mean, he's got 600. So White Hat hacker communicates with Poly Network attacker. The Poly Network hack will go down in history as one of the largest DeFi attacks since the inception of this technology. In fact, the hack is up there with some of the largest hacks in crypto, as it surpasses the CoinCheck hack in 2018, which saw a loss of $530 million. Following the hack on Polygon Network, the team published a letter that asked the hacker to start communicating with the project's team members. Law enforcement in any country will regard this as a major crime, and you will be pursued. Poly Network's letter detailed. The hacker allegedly wrote messages to the Polygon Network team, and stressed that the hack could have been worse. Now, according to the official Polygon Network Twitter account, the project has seen $4.7 million returned on Wednesday morning. So far, we have received a total value of $4,772,297 assets returned by the hacker. Poly Network said. The company also disclosed the amount and type of the funds the hacker returned. The returned crypto assets include Ether, Binance Smart Chain, and Polygon addresses. Oh my goodness me. This was moving in the right direction. Hacker's identity possibly discovered. Hacker wants Tether unfrozen after sending USDC. On Tuesday, it was discovered that a security company called Slowmist published findings on the alleged hacker. Slowmist detailed that the hacker's identification was exposed and the group had access to the hacker's email and IP address. According to Slowmist, the hacker was able to leverage a relatively unknown crypto exchange in Asia, and they claim to have a lot of information on the hacker. Reports show a white hat hacker has been attempting to communicate with the Poly Network attacker. Quote here, he said, "We can offer you a security bounty when you return all of the remaining assets. We will provide a secure address through email." The White Hat wrote, "The decision made by DAO can't change the fact that the assets are stolen from crypto believers. We want to offer a security bounty, and we hope it will be remembered as the biggest White Hat hack in history," the White Hat hacker added. Then the hacker was suddenly ready to return the funds. In a message sent to the Poly Network team, next the hacker detailed that the attempt failed to contact the Poly, and "I need a secure multi-sig wallet from you. It's already a legend to win so much fortune. It will be an eternal legend to save the world." What, as in like give it back? "I made the decision. No more DAO." The White Hat responded and said, "We're preparing a multi-sig address controlled by known Poly addresses." The hacker, who also said, "Accept donations to the hidden signer now. Encrypt your SIG with the public key." Following this statement, the hacker sent over 1 million USDC tokens back to the Poly Network. It quotes here, "You are moving things in the right direction. We received 1 million USDC and Polygon. Did you ask us to encrypt the receiving addresses with your bookkeeper public key?" the White Hat hacker asked. The hacker then sent more funds back to the project's team members. Next, the hacker would ask the team to donate to an address if they supported his decision, the hacker added. Quotes here, "Encrypt your message with this public key if you want to talk. Dumping shitcoins first. How about unlocking my USDT after returning enough USDC?" Trying to negotiate with him. So what do you think about the Poly Network hack and a fraction of the coins being returned the next day? Let us know what you think about this subject in the comments below. I mean, he's going to get caught. You know, I mean, it's literally, you steal crypto like that, especially that much, people are going to be watching them like a hawk. You can run them through as many mixes as you want. People will always track them. It just simply takes time. You can't cash them out. They are literally worthless bits of data that can't be used for anything. And you can't use them for business. You can't use them as a medium of exchange because they are tainted. You know, the moment you transfer them to somebody else, somebody's going to identify who you are because you've done business with them. So they're literally worthless. This is why the entire market is just speculative. You know, just pieces of utter crap. Total shit coins. But anyway, I did actually quite enjoy reading the article. I always do, keeping up to date with everything anyway. What's this? Man sentenced to 8 years in prison for stealing at least 7 million of crypto in Israel. Whoa, another one going down. What's this? Yeah, come on, let's have a quick look. Afek Zard, a resident of Israel, has been sentenced to 8 years in prison for embezzling a large sum of cryptocurrency that belonged to a friend of his. The man who refused to cooperate with the investigation will have to pay a hefty fine as well. Israel resident sentenced for cryptocurrency theft. The 27-year-old Zard received the sentence from the Be'er Sheva District Court. Israeli news outlet NYNet reports this week. According to the website, Zard stole 75,000 dash, worth an estimated 22 million Israel shekels, which is $6.8 million in USD. The fiat equivalent dates back to the time the theft took place. The coin's current value is almost twice as high. Whoa. Zard, who has not returned a single dash to this day, has been convicted of theft in aggravated circumstances and other offences. The court has also imposed a fine of 5 million shekels, approximately $1.5 million, and a maximum compensation of 258,000 shekels, almost $80,000. The crypto thief, a resident of Elat in southern Israel, took advantage of his friendship with the victim, identified previously as Alexei Yaromenko, who had invested in cryptocurrency. Zard had accessed his apartment where he reportedly hacked into Yaromenko's computer and acquired the details of his digital wallet with Dash, which was selling for $82.50 per coin at the time. In the course of the investigation, Afek Zard denied all that accusations, did not cooperate with the Israeli police, and refused to provide them with the passwords to his own personal computer and cell phone. As a result, authorities were unable to seize the stolen digital coins. What an effing idiot. So he'd rather spend 8 years in jail. I mean, what a fool. I mean, what I suppose he's looking at it as like $1 million a year for 8 years. He's probably thinking, yeah, I'll live on that. And he's probably in his late 20s by the sounds of it. During the court proceedings, Judge Yoel Eden ruled that the defendant's testimony was unreliable. Eden convicted him of all alleged offences that also included hacking into computer equipment, money laundering, fraud, and income tax violations. The prosecution had requested Zard to be sentenced to between 12 and 15 years in prison for crimes involving a new currency. However, his defence managed to convince the court to issue a reduced sentence of 8 years, actual imprisonment plus probation. Zard's lawyers, Gior Hazan, argued that although the offence was committed on a new platform, the damage itself was normal and old. Yeah, it's just common theft. The world is going crazy, people. Absolutely crazy. Right, shout out to people in the chat box. Handles and paymails in there. It is time for dinging of the dong. Let's do this and get it on. But tell you what, while we're here, we'll just have a quick check of the prices, you know what I mean? Here we go. So let's see where we are now. Let's have a look. BSV USD, see what's going on. And you know what we'll also do? We'll also check out the chain growth. Where are we? Come on, let's have a look at see what the price is doing. I think it's a cover-up. You know, they're manipulating the price of the market because they can see BSV going up. That's what I think. And they're just basically trying to cover it up by increasing the value of the rest of the market. Literally, you know, this short-termism, they have no clue. All right, let's have a look. See where we are. Are we over 200 gigabytes? Are we there yet? It's going to be close. Have we done it? Oh, 200 gigabytes! Come on! Come on! Gonna screenshot that baby. Here on my always best to do it on the mobile. Come on, this is amazing. Amazing. Check it out. Yep. There we go. Screenshot that bad boy. Frame it nicely. Oh, yes. Saving that. Beautiful. Right, our orange kick in there as well, like a whippet. Let's be having some. Let's do this. Hand cash is being opened. There we go. ORA, orange kick. There we go. First one in there. Swiping to send. Got it. That's the first one. And then we go back to the top. We've got Keith Fellows, BIG. There we go. Swiping to send. On the way to you. And Tartaran, Shelly Mac. Hey, I haven't done you a dong for ages. Shelly, here we go. On the way. Shelly Mac. Swiping to send. There we go. And Reform 2 mini corner. That is use it or lose it. Here we go. Use it or lose it. Got it. Swiping to send. There we go. I think that's it. There we go. What a way to end the show on 200 gigabytes in front. Absolutely love it. Right, peeps, we'll leave it there. Hope you enjoyed the show as ever. Be aware, take care, stay safe out there. Joy given. Catch you guys later. Get paid for posting your pics on Relica. Download the app now at www.getrelica.com. Get your tweet etched on Twitch, forever on the Bitcoin blockchain. Do it today at www.jointwitch.com. BuyBSV.live, the best place to buy Bitcoin SV online. Support independent content creators on micropayment platforms such as Streamanity, Twitch and Relica. We should profit from our data, not the large corporations who track, monitor and sell it. If you enjoy the Bitcoin content that I produce, please support me by heading over to www.satoshi.tv, where you can keep up to date with all the latest news, gossip and content as it's created. Thanks very much. To get started in Bitcoin, go to freebsv.com, where you can claim your free Bitcoin. Then head over to Twitter and follow @IamSatoshi, where you can take part in his very generous and world famous free giveaways. The future of advertising meets the power of Bitcoin at Tonic Pow. Get paid for posting advertising campaigns to your social media profiles. Go to www.tonicpowads.com.